Some people confuse the hadith of the Prophet, peace be upon him, which says that a person should not delay their prayer, and that the most beloved prayers to Allah are the ones done on their time. What does it mean to do it on its time? I had a brother the other day who asked me, if I was, say, watching footy or soccer or was doing some kind of hobby of my own, and then one of the prayers, kicked in, and I delayed it a little bit. Am I doing shirk? Am I making partners with Allah? Or am I a hypocrite? Am I sinful? And the answer to that, brothers and sisters, all the scholars unanimously agreed on this, is that it is neither sinful nor is it shirk. In fact, you are permitted to delay your salat from the beginning of its time, even without a reason, so long as you do not pray it outside of its designated time. And the evidence for that is at least two authentic hadiths. One of it is in Ad-Darqutni, which is authenticated by Shaykh Al-Albani, that the Prophet ﷺ said the prayer in the beginning of it, so let's say the third, I'm just adding the third, so in the beginning of it, it is Ridallah, Allah's full pleasure. And if you pray it in the middle of the time, then it is Allah's mercy. And if you pray it at the end of its time, it is Allah's pardoning, afu. So I'll give you an example. Dhuhr starts, let's say, at 12:30 p.m. and ends at Asr time, which is, say, 3:30 p.m. If you pray it between 12:30 and about 1 o'clock, it's the best. Between 1 o'clock and 2 o'clock, let's say, or 2:30, it is middle ground. And between 2 or 2:30 until just before 3:30, it is still an acceptable salat and a valid one, but it takes the pardoning of Allah, and each one is better than the other. The other hadith is in Sahih Muslim, where the Prophet ﷺ explained to a man about the timings of the prayer, and he said to him, these are their times, between here to here. And he explained every salat, beginning when and ending when. So you can pray any time during that time. If you're praying congregation and jama'ah in the mosque, it's the best thing, especially for men. Joining the jama'ah and congregation far outweighs praying by yourself at home by 27 degrees. And the scholars said that if you're going to a jama'ah, the congregation happens to be a little bit delayed from the beginning of the salat time, say for example 12:30, they prayed at 1, then it is better to pray with the jama'ah, with the congregation at 1 rather than at 12:30 by yourself. Another thing I want to say is, a lot of people may have very busy schedules, and sometimes you're not able to pray your prayer even within that designated time. Well, there is something called a rukhsa, and that is a type of exemption where if a person is truly busy, let's say at work or anything, then they are allowed to combine some of the prayers. So you're allowed to combine Dhuhr and Asr together. So for example, you may do Dhuhr and Asr together at Dhuhr time, or Dhuhr and Asr together at Asr time. You have to have the intention of combining them. Or you can do Maghrib and Isha, either Maghrib time together, or you do Maghrib and Isha at Isha time together. That's in some cases when you are genuinely and truly busy or caught up with something, then you make that intention to join them. So this is a concession from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make life easier, and so that we don't miss our salat and our prayers, insha'Allah ta'ala.